video or sell crack. Like,
and what Cam is saying, that's an ugly nigga that he gotta market them the guns and all that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta go this route. It's like, and I'm not being funny or nothing, I'm just being totally honest. Mase, I called a nigga murder because he used to have a bunch of tough rhymes, and then when he did his first video ever with 112, all the girls started liking him, and he was M.A. $, and then he started dancing and started doing other shit, but his rap name originally was Mase Murder Mussolini when he first started, and then niggas said, oh, I see what's going on. We gonna make sure the ladies like him. Killer, we'll leave the murder to you. I'm like, what you... You trying to call me? I ain't Dominique.
But you came back with the pink. You had pretty privileged too, pause, you know?
I mean, the hoes been on me, man, but I understood where you was coming from. I got it. It needs to be some balance within the circle, so I get it. But it sounded like the nigga was hating. And look, if the girls like the nigga, that's just that. Get your shit together. Thanks. I never heard of pretty privilege in my life. I never seen it. I never see a nigga hate on a Kango, on a gold chain. The bat in the eyes is ridiculous because I never even heard another man say that about another man. Like, but you up here batting your eyes. What are you talking about?
Right, made me feel uncomfortable asking me.
Yeah, Mike, I'm wondering why you asked me. You got your tie straight, man.
Yeah, man, I came in here. So my tie was backwards when I walked in here because I actually still don't know how to tie a tie. Let me get my earpiece. I'm just discombobulated this morning. And I was looking at tie hacks for 40 minutes, so I was actually late to get in here today because I really was like trying to get a tie on and shit. And I said, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just walk in here, and if nobody say nothing, then I'm all good. But my man Mase noticed it. I guess I was flinching with it. And my shit was crazy, so he actually tied my tie for me, pause, not on my neck. I took it off and gave it to him, and then he gave it back to me for niggas. Our audience is ignorant. Sometimes you gotta make sure they understand it. But thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, your tie was backwards.
You know what it is? You know, that's why you really my friend, because a few people probably seen it and was like, it's okay. They too scared to tell me.
He was gonna set you up.
Yeah, exactly, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where'd you learn how to tie?
Oh, man. I think Brooks Brothers.
No, what I'm saying is, how old were you? Because we didn't wear tie.
20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out when you ain't go to Catholic school. I'm trying to figure out when did you learn how to tie the tie? And every time I see my suits, when I order them, the tie's already like fixed up for me because I don't know the last time I bought off the rack, no disrespect. Like every suit is tailor-made, so the tie's already there, but the cleaners took my shit out. But I was wondering when did Mase learn how to tie a tie? Because we didn't grow up really. I remember we was mad at ties actually at one time.
Yeah, remember the coach told us we got to come to school with a tie. We had the clip on.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just wondering what part of your life you was. I know you've been wearing suits a long time, but where you at when you learned how to tie a tie?
Okay, and today we are joined with our analyst, Michael Irvin. Mike, how you feeling?
Mike, what's up, man?
Doing great.
I like the background.
Yeah, the bathroom in the airport that I had to bribe the people with $50 to keep me tied in the room to, this is a little penthouse spot we have over at the top of the Omni over here in Fort Worth. It's a cool spot. I'm telling you, a lot of room. So for ever you guys are this way, got extra room for you.
Mike, the glass house make even the Ivy League outfit look better. Paul, you know?
Yeah, this is true.
You look more Ivy League now.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah, creme de la creme.
Yeah.
It's vibing. It's vibing. I like what you said. No, let me leave that. Let me stop playing.
Yeah.
Let me leave all of that. This is cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you. I want to know: is this the new improved White House?
I gotta shoot this. I gotta shoot this commercial tomorrow with Funtown. You know, so I'll stay here and then just shoot the commercial in the morning on this side. What did you just say, Mase? What were you saying?
So this is not the new improved White House. This is the glass house now.
Hey, listen, man. The same stuff is not going on. I'm not saying anything to that.
Yeah, you can't
know
throw
what they
rocks
say?
in a glass house. You're in the glass
Don't
house now.
say anything to that, man. No, I ain't said nothing. I'm not saying anything. But dog, listen.
Well, let me tell
It's a cold spot, man. I wish I could show you guys all of it. It is a beautiful spot. So honestly, if you guys are ever out here, yeah, you should. You can look it up. I'll let you get it. Don't worry. Just come on by. You can hang out. I'll leave and let you have it. You know what I'm saying? So you can have some fun.
Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate that.
Okay, so let's get into our NFL Week 16 predictions. Texans versus Chiefs. We know Patrick Mahomes suffered a mild high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Should Patrick Mahomes play this next game? And then depending on his status, Mike, who do you predict to win this one? Texans or the Chiefs?
Well, now this game here is going to be either way because all their games, except the game they just played, that 21-7 game, it's been tight games. Now, the crucial thing is, how hurt is Patrick Mahomes? Is it one of those, if he plays and something else happens, he can be out for a while? Then this is the one game I got a little room that I can say, let's sit down and give it time. The next time he'll be playing is what, Christmas? So there'll be another 11 days. In the NFL, that's literally eternity. Because they're going to have somebody sleeping, eating, and when he take a boo-boo, he going to be with them all day, icing the ankles. So, you know what I mean? So that's literally all day. But Patrick Mahomes is a competitor. He's a competitor. And he's going to want to play. He's going to want to play. And if he doesn't play, I do believe the Texans will have an opportunity to beat this team with Carson Wentz at quarterback. This is a hell of a lot different than Carson Wentz and Patrick Mahomes. It's kind of like the old White House in this penthouse, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, when dealing with the Chiefs, we know that we pretty much dominate this whole series right here when it comes to the Chiefs and it comes to the Texans. The Texans I think they won 5 games to our 9 lately, and when you look at the way we beat them is really like 20 points we beat them by. Every time we beat them, 29 points. I think it's only like 1 or 2 times that we won like close games against them. But normally, playoffs is a blowout game. Even one time we beat them by 30, another time by 29. And mainly all of these was at Arrowhead. So if we got Patrick Mahomes playing, it's pretty much, I think it's going to be a lopsided game. And I look forward to us beating them really convincingly. I don't think they got no answers for us unless Patrick Mahomes is hurt. I got to say that because Cam will say, I didn't say this, but if Patrick Mahomes is hurt, they probably might lose by a little bit.
Do you think he should play, mate? Do you think he should play? See, this is your team, buddy. You know, if you lose Patrick Mahomes, it's a WRAP. So do you think he should play?
If I was the coach, I wouldn't play him unless he was 90%. If he's 90%, I would tell him to go. If he's 80 or under, I wouldn't jeopardize it because it's too much on the line. We still looking to be one of those teams that three-peat, and I think this is a crucial 2 weeks that is going to determine if that's really possible. If he goes out there kind of hurt and then get hurt some more, then our chances of three-peat and have gone out the window just for one game. That I don't think is really going to make that much difference. We really pretty much got the league. If we lose another game, we're still in first place. So I wouldn't roll a dice on it unless he was 90%. If he's 90%, he got to play.
Yeah, my opinion, I wouldn't play Patrick Mahomes. I think that even though the Texans look like they're going to make the playoffs, these are both playoff teams that they're playing the next 2 games. Mm-hmm. The Steelers and the Texans. I think the more important game is on Christmas Day because the Steelers look like they're stiff for competition. Pause. So that's my personal opinion. Patrick Mahomes, though, he's one of them people that look like, and I don't know him personally, but it looked like he's one of them competitors like, if I'm 80%, I'm gonna play both games. It's just that's the kind of vibe I get from him. Me personally, if I'm Andy Reid, sit your ass down. We'll play you on Christmas. I think the Steelers game is more important than the Houston game, and not more important than both of those games is the playoffs. So let's say he does lose to the Texans, they still have a 1-game lead on the Buffalo Bills. That's why it's important that they beat the Steelers. You don't want to lose 2 games and then get tied with the Texans, with the Buffalo Bills, with the Buffalo Bills actually holding the tiebreaker and they end up getting a 1 seed. I think the 1 seed is very important for Kansas City, especially with the injuries that they have to endure. I would not play Patrick Mahomes against the Texans. I would play him against the Steelers on Christmas Day, which would be a bigger game, more important game. But both of these teams are actually going to make the playoffs in the AFC.
So let me ask y'all
Cam,
both.
you heard what you said, Cam.
Yeah, go ahead.
You heard what you said, Cam. Cam, you heard what you said, Cam. And it is apropos and proper. You said, I would tell him to sit your ass down because you know. See, you know Patrick Mahomes wants to play.
Right.
You got to tell him, sit your ass down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now this dude, that's incredible.
Right.
Like a lot of these dudes, dude, they not gonna risk it like that. This dude wants to play. That's why he is who he is.
Yeah, we have to realize, Mike, we were just talking about, you wasn't on the show the other day, but we was talking about somebody on the 49ers just saying he ain't feel like playing. We got starting quarterbacks talking about they're tired, that they can't even, they don't feel like it. They're tired, they don't want to go back in. You got a guy who's at the top of not just top of his position, the man in the league, he's the face of the NFL, fighting to play when he's injured. And it's very important if you're the Kansas City Chiefs to be careful. I would tell them to sit down and play on Christmas Day. To me, that's a better game. It's a more important game. It's televised. This is a Saturday game. People are not even familiar. People probably don't even know this game is coming on Saturday between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. They probably be looking for it on Sunday, which is a Saturday game. I wouldn't play them, me personally.
And then before I move forward,
But the rippling message through your locker room is, man, if this nigga doing all this, anybody in here, y'all know y'all better be doing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's phenomenal.
Yep.
It's just phenomenal.
Mike, let me ask you something, and Killer as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys said you would play Patrick Mahomes this game against the Texans and then rest them against the Steelers.
No, I say I would not play him against the Texans. I would rather play the Steelers, because you have to realize this game's Saturday, Christmas is next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you're playing them on, if he wants to play both, who's going to stop him? But you're playing them on a Saturday. You don't even get a week to play him on a Wednesday, and he's already potentially injured. Nah. But you still, like, God, for you would say, God forbid, I don't want him to get hurt. Me too. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, if they lose, they still have the 1 league game against Buffalo in the AFC to have the 1 seed, and they don't have to have a 2 seed in to get that bye, and that's important.
Yeah.
My opinion.
I'm glad I asked you that, because now you gave me more information to make the next statement. If they were to not play them this week, let's say they lost to the Texans, it wouldn't make sense would it make sense to come back and potentially lose to the Steelers? That would be 2 games, because he's not really 100%, and then the next time have to play a close game. It could potentially lose 2 games.
They could potentially lose every week they play, Mason.
No, I'm saying it's more likely they could lose if he's injured and he played back-to-back games.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're saying. Yeah. So you're saying that he should play against Houston and don't play against the Steelers?
I'm saying I would get this win and let him sit out against the Steelers so he could get some rest.
That's a good point, but if you're hurt right now, I would use more time to get better. But I'm not mad at you.
No, that's good too.
But what I'm taking from what you're saying is like, and I could be wrong, just sharing your perspective. The Steelers could be potentially more dangerous. You don't consider the Houston Texans a threat.
Yeah.
So that's what you're
Let's
saying.
get this game, rest the next game.
You saying when you playing against players and the jingles and the players and
yeah, we're gonna play that game.
Yeah, because you don't respect the Houston Texans. Is that what you're basically saying? As to where you got more respect for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Not that I don't disrespect them, but we know we could beat them.
That's what I'm asking.
We most likely could beat them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, your version is. Fuck the Texans. We can play them against the Texans, then you get more rest. I get what you're saying. Either way, you're trying to get some rest. But let's say, for instance, you play him against the Texans and then he lose, then what?
Yeah, because now we're in trouble.
You can't play, if you're going, but it makes no sense. It'll make no sense from the injury standpoint. Now, if he was totally healthy, and you guys are saying we want to win 2 of the last 3 games. Let's pick a game that we know we can win easily. His toughest game, let's take him out. Then you can say that, or we want to take him out and get him some rest. But yeah, the idea is right now to get as much rest on that ankle consistently in consecutive days of rest, ice rest, not putting it back in danger so quickly when it has to be in danger so quickly again after that so quickly. So you can't just, from a strategic standpoint, 3 games, I need to win 2, I can pull out 1, and you do what Mase is saying. But from a standpoint of healing, and that's the primary thing, and while we're talking about it, now you got to sit him this game if you're ever going to sit him. You got to make it this game.
Yeah. All good perspective. So now let's talk about the Eagles. We see that they're on a high right now, sitting at a 12-2 record on a 10-game win streak. Mike, they will play the Commanders this Sunday. Who do you think wins?
Boy, it's so much stuff going in and out of Philadelphia right now. I just don't know what to believe. And at one moment we good again and not good again. And I said that last week game was going to prove and determine a lot of things, and they won. And then some other stuff started coming out of Philadelphia. I'm like, well, what?
And what's the other stuff? Enlighten our audience, Mike. What's the other stuff?
Well, I just heard they were talking about something today. Somebody reported something we were talking about it when I was in LA working, and I didn't get the gist of all of it, but it was something about with Jalen Hurts and somebody wanting him to be a better leader or a great leader. I was like, what are y'all talking about? I think he's a great leader from all I've ever seen or something. So that's just kind of, somebody wrote an article about it. We were talking about it in our pre-show meeting. I don't think we really talked about it all on air, but yeah. So, but I believe, hey, the thing is, as long as I told you guys last time, they go into this game thinking we're going to make them stop the run. And then we'll unleash Jalen Hurts. But we're not finna try to put the back, big passing games and expect us to win all the time. I say they win this game, but it'll be a close game.
And the Eagles will win against the Commanders?
Yeah. Yes, I say the Eagles win.
Yeah, I think they're alluding to that the issues between Jalen Hurts and the wide receiver, the beefing is not over, but I wouldn't put anything into that. Pause. I really think that the Eagles should beat the Commanders. It seemed like the Commanders has drifted from the initial spark that they had in the beginning of the season. I'm looking for Philadelphia to beat them probably by anywhere from 5 to 3 points. It should be a close game because the Commanders are looking to get their name back. But I think between Saquon and the rest of them, it'll be too much.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Philadelphia. It looks like they hit their stride the last 6 games. Devontae is back. A.J. Brown is playing. And we seen them win without having a decent running game last week. And I know me and Mike were debating last time he was on the show about keeping the main thing with the run. And I'm not disputing that. Of course, I'm always going to listen to Michael Irvin, but that passing attack looked really decent. So now that they have a balanced passing attack, we already know what Saquon Barkley brings to the table. I'm going with the Philadelphia 7 Philadelphia Eagles. I think Mase is correct when it comes to the Commanders. They kind of drifted from that initial hype they had at the beginning of the season. And a couple of games that they did when it was in dramatic fashion, it wasn't convincing fashion. We have to get those two things separated. Dramatic fashion is not convincing fashion. When you sit there and throw a bomb against the Cincinnati Bengals and put them away basically with a little less than 2 minutes left, that's dramatic fashion. When you throw a Hail Mary against the Chicago Bears because they're not paying attention, talking to people in the audience, that's dramatic fashion. And I don't know if they had enough convincing wins this season for me to pick them at this point in the season. Will they make the playoffs? I hope they do because they're an exciting team to watch. But I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Why you said the Philadelphia 76ers?
I did?
You better not go with them 76ers.
Oh, I ain't going with them motherfuckers to play. I ain't going with them motherfuckers nowhere, Mike. You don't be on the show when we talk basketball, Mike. I'm telling you now, they are at the bottom of my list in every sport right now. I tell you that right now, man. I don't like nothing going over there except for I gotta show respect to my man Tyrese Maxey. Joel Embiid is always hurt. He don't want to play back-to-back games. Playoff P is podcast P. Talking about I don't like nothing going on with the 76ers organization except for Tyrese Maxey and his attitude about trying to win because he got paid and he's trying to earn his money.
Yeah. And I think Jayden Daniels is definitely going to try to play a great game. So look forward to that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And that'll be the interesting part too, right there, Mace. Because remember now, Jayden Daniels got all that hype. He was going to be the new shining toy. Jalen Hurts saying, wait a minute, don't be trying to knock me off this mantle. Now Jalen Hurts got to throw last week, so I'm just saying, now there's a lot in here. Jalen Hurts and Jayden Daniels, you want to make sure that young guy don't try to knock you off your perk. And yeah, that's going to be a battle. I can't wait to see that.
And before we move on, are we convinced of who the rookie of the year is in football?
Like you're saying that is Jayden Daniels?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jayden Daniels will get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sean Case. Bo Nix is also doing really well, but right now, Jayden Daniels.
No, Bo Nix, no, not lately.
They about to sit Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is doing better with
Not
Sean
Bo
Payton.
Nix, I apologize.
Better than with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson is doing, but Russell Wilson felt a great home as well too. I think that, I don't know if we're going to talk about the Broncos, but I think what the Broncos are doing is sensational compared to what they did last year. And what I take from that, me personally, is that Sean Payton can't coach black quarterbacks. He needs a white one.
I dropped. Damn.
That was good. It was. Or maybe he got to talk right to white people.
He had Drew Brees. He gets the best out of white niggas. Black niggas, he can't fuck with. He might not respect a black quarterback. Because a lot of, and I'm serious about this. He may not respect them. It was a time where black quarterbacks wasn't considered smart enough to play the position, wasn't tall enough. We got to think about Charlie Ward, who was a Heisman Trophy winner, ended up in football. He's a Heisman winner. And he told niggas, if I don't go in the first round, I'm not going to the NFL. They said, well, who the fuck you think you are, a little black boy in the 90s when all the quarterbacks are 6'4", 6'5", and white? Yeah, well, take your ass to the NBA and see how that work out for you.
Okay, and then regarding Jalen Hurts, this is a pretty interesting quote, so I want to get you guys' opinion on it. So ESPN analyst Dominique Foxworth claims Jalen Hurts is benefiting from pretty privilege. He said he got up on the press conference. Dominique Foxworth. He said he got up on the press conference after the game and he acted like he was Josh Allen. Look at this man with his Kango looking like Nino Brown with $3,000 trillion worth of diamonds on his neck, and he acted like he just went for 400 yards for 3 weeks in a row. Man, you had one good week passing and everyone forgets it when he starts batting his eyes. Little rant. Mike, what did you think about what Dominique had to say about Jalen Hurts? And do you think Jalen Hurts has pretty privilege, if you can even answer that question?
That was crazy.
A lot of things come to my mind when I'm trying to analyze the game and look at the game in a way that I can bring it to people. I've never looked at that man and thought in any way that I should dive into some pretty privilege. I don't even know what it is. I just don't know what it is. So, you know, and the man wants to have some style and sit up here and dress, you know. That's a personal thing. Can you guys break down what's pretty privilege? I don't even know if that's a compliment to a man. I don't want to be pretty. No man don't want to be pretty. You know what I mean? So I just don't know how to deal with that one.
Yeah, Mike, that sounds like a little bit of hate. I think if we had pictures, Nick, can you put up a picture of Dominique and then put up a picture of Jalen Hurts? And then maybe that'll tell the story right then and there what's going on here. I think Dominic is a little bit hating on Jalen Hurts. He's seen him walk in, his chain flashing, you know, the sparks are coming off the chain. His chain looked like Killer chain. The chain Killer came in there with the same Cuban. And, you know, he couldn't make up his mind. Do I hate on this nigga?
Wait. Let's flush this out now. Are you trying to say, you know, I just said, okay, maybe it ain't real, you know, to be saying a dude is pretty on TV, but what you trying to say about Dominic? What are you trying to say? The opposite of pretty? What you trying to say?
I'm saying he was indecisive of, do I hate on this nigga or do I actually give it up? Pause, you know, and he was caught. You know, it wasn't enough time for him to make up his mind. So he said, yo, I'm just gonna hate on this nigga. And that's kind of what happened. Do he have pretty privilege? I never heard a man say that. But, you know, shout out to Dominic. He does an exceptional job when he's doing sports. So we're not hating on you, Dominic.
Yeah, what Mase is saying is that nigga ugly, Dominic, and the hoes, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm in the marketing and I'm in the finding artists and personalities. The hoes like Jalen Hurts. It's just that simple. The bitches like that nigga. See, I'm a confident nigga, so I don't give a fuck who bitches like other niggas. I don't hate on that. You know, God bless the dead. Biggie Small said I'm black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Coogee down to the socks, range if I filled with rocks. Niggas, I make bitches pee-pee and they teepee. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be a confident nigga, and that sound like not a confident nigga talking about Dominique. I'm not looking at you act like Jalen Hurts is wearing eyelashes talking about bat in his eyes. What the fuck are you talking about, my nigga? You looking at a nigga bat his eyes, and then you talking about, oh, he think he need no brown? What, yo, bro, the whole shit is kind of sus. And I'm not calling, when I say sus, I'm not calling you anything other than a heterosexual man. I don't care if you are or not, but what I'm saying is, this sound like some bitches you fuck with like him.
You know,
they be like,
Did you see Jalen?
Yeah, like, yo.
Niggas don't like when a girl asks a nigga. That nigga getting privilege.
That's what it sounds like to me. Some of his hoes.
Oh, man, hey, boy, hey, that's good, K.
Yeah,
God, that's a good one. I ain't even go there.
Yeah, some of his hoes was like, that nigga, all right. Now listen, what I'm telling you is this, Mike, I'm into marketing, not just, I'm talking about advertising when I have artists, when I deal with people and I say, well, people like a man or women. I'm 100% only love women, but I'm like, even when I saw my artist, I'm like, well, the hoes like this nigga? Or what we gotta market them to shoot guns in the video or sell crack. Like,
and what Cam is saying, that's an ugly nigga that he gotta market them the guns and all that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta go this route. It's like, and I'm not being funny or nothing, I'm just being totally honest. Mase, I called a nigga murder because he used to have a bunch of tough rhymes, and then when he did his first video ever with 112, all the girls started liking him, and he was M.A. $, and then he started dancing and started doing other shit, but his rap name originally was Mase Murder Mussolini when he first started, and then nigga said, oh, I see what's going on. We gonna make sure the ladies like him. Killer will lead a murder to you. I'm like, what? What you trying to call me? I ain't Dominique.
But you came back with the pink. You had pretty privileged too, pause, you know?
I mean, the hoes been on me, man, but I understood where you was coming from. I got it. It need to be some balance within the circle, so I get it. But it sounded like the nigga was hating. And look, if the girls like the nigga, that's just that. Get your shit together.
Thanks.
I never heard of pretty privilege in my life. I never seen it. I never see a nigga hate on a Kango, on a gold chain. The bat in the eyes is ridiculous because I never even heard another man say that about another man. Like, but you up here batting your eyes. What are you talking about?
Right, made me feel uncomfortable asking me the question.
Yeah, Mike, I'm wondering why you asked me.
Yo, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, make sure you stick around because today we're diving into one of the most talked about episodes on It Is What It Is Right Now. Mase and Cam'ron sitting down to break down a wild debate that has football fans and pop.
If this is your first time here, you're picking the perfect video because today's discussion dives into one of the hottest conversations surrounding It Is What It Is. You won't believe how one debate has football fans and pop culture audiences arguing from completely different angles. Mase and Cam'ron break down the growing claim that Jalen Hurts may benefit from what's being called pretty privilege in the NFL, and that's only the beginning. The episode also features Hall of Famer Michael Irvin, who steps in with his bold Week 16 NFL predictions and plenty of strong opinions. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's jump right into it. To understand why this topic exploded online, you first have to look at the bigger picture surrounding Jalen Hurts. For years, he's been one of the league's most debated quarterbacks, with supporters praising his leadership, winning mentality, and ability to deliver even when the numbers don't always dominate the stat sheet. On the other side, critics argue that his reputation sometimes outpaces his actual production because of the way he's viewed by the public. His polished image, calm personality, and marketable presence have fueled what many describe as the golden boy effect, something we've seen in sports long before this conversation ever started. That's exactly where the idea of pretty privilege enters the discussion. The argument suggests that certain athletes receive more patience from the media, more positive coverage, and less criticism simply because they're seen as likable or camera-friendly. Whether that's fair or not is what makes this debate so fascinating. Before even breaking down football, Mase and Cam'ron approached the subject from a cultural perspective, making the conversation even more interesting. The hosts explained that image and marketability have always influenced professional sports, so this isn't a brand new issue created around Hurts alone. Quarterbacks have traditionally been the face of their franchises, meaning their appearance, personality, and media presence often shape public opinion just as much as touchdowns or completion percentages. They point out that Hurts has become the center of this particular debate because his public image is remarkably clean compared to many of his peers, while playing in a massive media market like Philadelphia only magnifies every storyline. From there, the conversation goes even deeper into how narratives are built around quarterbacks more than almost any other position in football. They discuss how public perception can impact endorsement opportunities, advertising deals, and even how mistakes are covered on national television. Mase shares examples of quarterbacks who receive harsh criticism after one bad performance, while others seem to escape with far less backlash. Cam'ron challenges some of those points throughout the discussion, playing devil's advocate to keep the debate balanced rather than one-sided. That's what makes this conversation so compelling. It forces viewers to ask themselves whether players are truly judged only by performance or whether image, popularity, and public perception quietly influence those opinions more than people realize. Instead of pushing one conclusion, the hosts allow both sides of the argument to breathe, which is a big reason the episode has gained so much attention online. Clips from the discussion have spread across social media, generating countless reactions and dividing fans who either fully support the theory or completely reject it. Then, the episode shifts into an entirely different gear. Michael Irvin joins Mase and Cam'ron, and once a three-time Super Bowl champion and Hall of Fame receiver starts making Week 16 NFL predictions, the energy changes immediately. You can feel intensity picks up as Irvin brings the same passion, confidence, and straight shooting style that made him one of the most recognizable football's personalities. Instead of focusing on culture, the conversation moves into full football analysis with plenty of insight from someone who's experienced the biggest stages in the sport. The group breaks down which teams appear to be hitting their stride at exactly the right moment before the playoffs. They discuss which quarterbacks face the most pressure in must-win situations and which defenses could ultimately decide critical December matchups where injuries, weather, and playoff positioning become major factors. Irvin's perspective adds another layer because he's evaluating these games through the eyes of someone who's actually competed under championship pressure. His football knowledge blends naturally with the confidence and personality that define both his playing and broadcasting careers. Mase and Cam'ron match that energy throughout the segment by offering their own predictions, disagreeing on several picks, and keeping the discussion entertaining from start to finish. That's really what separates this episode from the average sports podcast. You're not just getting football analysis, you're getting humor, personality, cultural commentary, and authentic debate all wrapped into one conversation. It's a combination that keeps viewers engaged, whether they came for the NFL talk or the off-the-field discussion. By the end, the audience walks away with two major takeaways: a fresh way of thinking about how image shapes athlete narratives in today's media landscape, and a detailed set of Week 16 NFL predictions from one of the game's all-time greats. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Jalen Hurts actually benefits from his public image, or has the entire pretty privilege conversation been blown way out of proportion? Drop your opinion in the comments, along with your biggest Week 16 predictions, because this debate is far from over. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like so you never miss our biggest sports and culture discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.